are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California.
Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store as it'll be the Tennessee Titans taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go, set. Panther 60, Panther 60.
A carry here for Trevion Henderson.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That's a start they can live with. 15 yards on their first play from scrimmage. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
19, Tiger, 19. Ready.
Now a play fake here on first down.
This ball complete to Trey Palmer. Now he's loose down the left sideline.
Touchdown, 49ers. Trey Palmer with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year.
And the Niners go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead.
The extra point forthcoming. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. Good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Looking to put a drive together.
Ready.
The first carry now. This is Matthews. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
You look at this Niner defense.
Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
To throw is Ward.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. That one, a first down pickup of 8. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try to keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
13 yards is the pickup for Tennessee and a first down.
First down. A gain of 13 yards. First down, Tennessee.
The first down carry for Matthews. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This defense for the Niners, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Come on. Set.
They run middle with Matthews. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved up the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
Hawk 70.
Ward. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Even the greats in this game, and he certainly qualifies as one of them, they're going to have trouble if they continue to throw into double coverage.
He better be careful. Throwing into too much double coverage might have a couple of them picked off.
Here we go. 70 lying.
From the gun, Ward.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
How about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And this will be called officially a 66-yard attempt.
And Charles, his name etched in the NFL record books. Just the 2nd field goal ever made from 66 yards as he ties Justin Tucker's NFL record.
And everything had to go right for that field goal to be converted. The snap, the hold, the protection, all had to be perfect. No wind working against you, and he nails that one. Congratulations on an incredible kick.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, look and repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second and 13.
A pass complete to Odunze.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
So backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Hiking 18.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll swing this out to Henderson.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense. And I'm not sure if we got a little sloppy with his mechanics or just put too much juice on the snap. But either way, this one ends up out of the punter's reach. And now it's up to their defense to bail them out.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They toss it left to Matthews. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down.
70 Timberwolves.
From the shotgun, it's Ward.
That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Okay, break. Hey, smash Bronco. Get it.
On the run, it's Matthews.
And space tough to come by there. So get maybe a yard to the 37. You look at this Niner defense.
Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
You know, when actors get ready for a scene, they often ask the question, what's my motivation? But what's the motivation of this group? What's their mindset? What's the problem that they have? Will they create an identity that allows them to get better?
Second quarter now, Titans in possession of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Come on, set, ready.
They go play action with Ward. That's caught by Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
A gain of 14.
Ready.
First down, Titans.
Matthews up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
18 Cardinals. 18
His
Cardinals.
48-yard line.
Go.
Again, it's Matthews. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Bronco 80.
Myers in motion right.
Go.
Throwing is Ward. And they'll find the open man. That's complete.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35.
That's good for a Titans first down. First and 10 at the
Here we go.
35-yard line.
60 Eagles.
They hand off to Matthews. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with 3rd down looming.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's 3rd and a few inches. Here's Ward. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there.
And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
Ready. 18 Cardinals. 18 Cardinals.
Henderson now on 1st and 10. He gave one defender the slip, but others waiting in the wings and dropping him behind the line.
That's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
60 Vices. 60 Vices.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Kyle Pitts,
29 yards.
and the 49ers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense. Gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
This is third down.
Ward off the play fake. And it is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Second and 6. At the 49ers.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Second and 6. On play action, Ward. Robinson's got it. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10.
Cowboy 80. Ready, ready.
Play action. It's Ward. That's to the tight end Helm. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. Play action now, Ward. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Titans are back within a score. So, Charles, they had him double covered in the end zone. It still was not enough.
I wonder if they're thinking to themselves now, 2 didn't work. Do we go for 3 guys on him next time? Because he fought through all that extra attention, got himself into a great position where his quarterback felt confident enough to challenge the coverage and threw it his way. What a big-time play right there, both by the quarterback trusting him and by him going up and getting it.
Now the Titans leaving the offense out there. They'll go for 2.
Let's go now.
They'll try and throw for it. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
26-yard line.
Ready.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Get it.
Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field is still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
First down. First and 10 at the
60 Eagles,
48-yard
60
line.
Eagles. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Open man down the field. That's Burden. Touchdown, 49ers. Luther Burden, 52 yards. And the Niners will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they end up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go.
The Titans take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Okay, break.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
First down, Tennessee.
Throwing now, Ward. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Second and 10.
Cut 60, pass all 80. Cut 19, cut 19. Ready.
Now Ward.
And the Niners get there and bring him down.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
And it's third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
Well, defensively, they're doing everything they can to protect this early lead after giving up a touchdown on their last drive.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
60 Eagles.
They'll try and throw for it with Ward.
He's going to float this over the middle deep. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
To throw, here's Ward.
Over the middle, complete. That's Myers. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
It's a first down, his fourth catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
A gain of 15. And the Titans first down.
50. Buffalo 18.
To throw is Ward.
Wide open receiver, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Ward.
And this is caught inside the 5. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An excellent gain, 35 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They run it. It's Matthews. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Quick throw complete.
So they'll get nothing out of that play. And now what we have here, a 3rd and goal.
All right, partner, I wasn't good enough to get this done, but I played with plenty of guys who did. When they spotted wide receiver screen and they got to the football fast and blew the whole thing up, the same result as we just saw usually happened. No gain.
Now Ward, 3rd and goal. Going quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass from the 5 falls incomplete, and this 49er defense stands tall down near the goal line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
I had to do a double take on that one, Brandon, because so far in this game, we haven't seen many of his passes fall incomplete.
Second and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara.
Let's go. 19 Tiger.
To the right side, this is Henderson. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Cougar 19.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
He's got this complete to Burden.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They go play action here on 1st down.
That's to the right side, caught by Burden.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Here we go.
39-yard line.
Crack on, Lee. Go.
Up the middle, here's Henderson. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
He'll look to throw. Oh, that is incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 14. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion.
Well, they showed a 5-receiver set, had the backfield empty, and lined the running back out to the left. Plenty for the quarterback to process both pre- and post-snap, but he's able to find his man, and it turns into a big play.
He finds his man, complete. It's Lions. And this will get out of bounds at the 2-yard line. And that might be Titan football. It is. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds, because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
So that challenge not successful there, and that's going to cost him the 1st of his timeouts.
Ready? Tap the 60. Tap the 60. Ready?
Henderson is in. Touchdown, 49ers.
Did my eyes deceive me? Or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on 1st down. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. Looking to put a drive together.
Hey, check that. Street.
They fake the handoff. Now Ward. He's got this complete to Robinson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up 2nd.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
We're looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it.
for the third quarter of action. We're off to the fourth quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Titans on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Coming right, this is Matthews. Past the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 69 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Here's Ward. That went out wide and intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. There he goes left side. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score a touchdown. But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continually built energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this... And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Season of giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he throws.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Trey Palmer with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the 49ers extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Okay, great.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
But this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Going for it. Here's Ward. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And the Niners take over in terrific field position.
Cougar 19.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They set up the screen for Henderson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Touchdown 49ers! Luther Burden with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the 49ers add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And bulldozing his way through. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Ready.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Come on. Set. Ready.
Throwing is Ward. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
Get it. Gravity lock. Go.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And it's a fumble. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And this drive will start on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Let's go. 18 Cardinals. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kyle Pitts, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the 49ers are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Point after here coming up. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
Makes the score Niners 58, Titans 9.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And he returns this to the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Back. Liking 18. Ready.
And a handoff to Matthews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. And even 100 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and off the play action, he'll look to throw it. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. Last play went for over 30 yards. This one not quite as big, but still over 20. Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way.
As they've done all day, they run with Matthews. And he's brought down, but he has it down to the 12 on a pickup of 12. 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Go. Coconut. Ready.
A first carry for Rashad White. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page, because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Hey, smash Bronco. Hey. Steady.
2nd and 11. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Let's go. Go.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out.
19, Tiger, 19.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down. Another great play defensively. They've been sharp on both sides of the ball, Charles, but that interception means that this defense very well keep them down to single digits on the scoreboard in this game.
And that's certainly something to smile about, isn't it, partner, if you're on defense? Because your goal every game is to pitch.
There he goes, right side. To the 20. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, Charles, just impressive in all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the fourth quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the Niners are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, this game was already decided, Charles, let's be honest. But now another feather in the cap of this defense as they pick them off for the second time.
You're right about that. Things have been going pretty well for them, to put it mildly. But they're still out there hunting for big plays and get another one right there.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would have, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Pass caught by Burden. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Brings up
70,
30 now.
70.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Rocco 80, Cup 19, Cup 19. Ready?
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
They'll look to throw again.
The Titans 39-yard line.
Looking there for punch, but intercepted. And the Titans are going to get the football back at their own 17. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
That flag, that'll push him back 5.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They'll look to throw here. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way down to the 36-yard line. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Ready, ready?
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteed he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone. As time has run out on this ball game.